A good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos, Parshas Veschanon, Erev Shabbos, Shabbos Nachmu. Shabbos Nachmu, the Shabbos of comfort. It's a joyous Shabbos around the world. Tisha B'Av is behind us. The talk of the destruction of the temple is behind us. What's the Nachamu? What's the comfort? What's changed in our lives that now all of a sudden it's the Shabbos of Nachamu, other than the fact that we say in the Haftarah, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, be comforted, my people. What's comforting us? What do we look at and we say, oh, now I'm comforted? So I'll tell you an amazing thing. There is a Sefer called Perik Shira, which is the Perik of song. There's 84 different elements in the world, from the sun, the moon, the stars, the elements, different birds, different animals, that some say was written by David HaMelech, that ascribe a pasuk, a verse, to each one of them, that they proclaim in the world, in the symphony of the world. They proclaim a verse which gets woven together to this beautiful song, the song of the universe. And amongst the psukim that are used is the pasuk of Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami. And who sings that pasuk? Not the sun, not the moon, not the stars, not the trees, not the beautiful brooks, not the doves, but an animal, a bird, called a Ritzifi. And our rabbis explain, what's a Ritzifi? A Ritzifi is a certain type of bird that lives in the north, but it hates the cold. But it won't go south because it wants to be there in time for the start of the spring. So how does it make it through the winter? So the Ritzifi birds gather together at the bottom of a ditch, and each one buries his head in the feathers and the wings of the next bird. And every bird becomes a protector, and every bird is protected. And in that way, they join together, and they make it through the cold winter. By connecting to each other, they survive the coldness of the winter. The coldness of the winter is like our galus, it's like our exile. And how do we survive? By supporting each other and being supported by each other. And that's the song of the Ritzifi. His contribution is Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami. Is be comforted by being a nation. A nation is a group of people that takes care of each other. That I worry about you and you worry about me. My head is buried in your wings and your head is buried in mine. And that's the song, the symphony. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami. Not only be comforted, my people, by being and acting like a nation, but that God proclaims that you will comfort me by being on me, by being my nation, by worrying about each other. You know, we've been talking about this since October 7th. Since Simchas Torah, about the Achdus that's existed in Klal Yisrael. But I'm going to tell you something. Maybe we need to up it a level. And maybe the way to up it a level is this Shabbos next week. Every single one of us looks for a way that we can use our wings to protect somebody next to us. That we can reach out to someone. Do a chesed, do a kindness for somebody. Help them whatever needs to be helped, whether it's in their spiritual lives, whether it's in their emotional lives, whether it's in their physical lives. Find an organization that we can make a donation, a small donation, and dafka, a small donation, so that it doesn't become public. There's no publicity. It's all being done strictly just to reach out and to help another Jew. Can you imagine what that says about what we learned from Tisha B'Av, what we learned from the Sinas Chinam, what we learned from the hatred that ripped apart a nation and that has kept us ripped apart for 2,000 years. And now, the week after Tisha B'Av, we look for a small, simple opportunity that is not going to be there's going to be no fanfare. No one's going to know about it. It's going to be still quiet. But it's going to be my way, like the Ritzifi, of bringing a little comfort to the Jewish people by joining together in unity and togetherness, by worrying about another Yid. That's the greatest Nachamu. It's the greatest Nachamu to the Jews to know that we have someone to rely on and that we can be there for others. And it's the greatest Nachamu, the greatest comfort to the Ribbon Shalom. Nachamu, Nachamu Ami. It's part of that beautiful symphony. That symphony that says, God, you're awesome, God, you're amazing. That talks about the awesomeness of everything that He's created in the world. Part of that symphony is the awesomeness of the Jewish people. And our awesomeness lies in our ability to be a people and to be there and to be connected for each other. And when I can hear that song of Ami, of my nation, that's when I and God get an incredible Nachamu. We need that Nachamu now. We need those chusim, we need those merits, we need the strength of our people. We need God to look at us and to say we're worth saving. Because the necks are on the line. All the decisions that are being made in the next couple of days, of the returning of our hostages, of what's going to happen with this war, of how we're going to be able to deal with our enemy and all of our enemies. All of that seems to be coming to a head now. And we need tremendous chusim. We need tremendous merits. And the best way to show those merits is to sing that song. Song of the Ritzifi. Nachamu, Nachamu. Be comforted by the knowledge that we don't just talk about it. And we don't just tell stories about it. But that we're living it and expressing it every day. Ami. We are a nation that cares about each other. A nation that is protected. And a nation that protects. And that song should all meld together to this incredible symphony, whose final notes are the Geula Shlema, the full and the perfect redemption of the Jewish people, and the bringing of peace to the Jewish nation and peace to the world. Have a beautiful, amazing, and awesome Shabbos.